Can you become a millionaire by the time you retire by stacking one coin at a time? Well, let's find out. So you have before you the 20 franc gold coin, and this is the coin that I buy. I personally buy at least 2 of these per month. Now, the reason why I buy them is because they are fractional gold. It lets me buy sub 1 ounce gold. It's 5.8 grams. So it's a little bit less than a quarter of an ounce. And I'm buying roughly 1/3 of an ounce every single month. It's a very low premium coin, but that is very liquid. So I like it. How low is the premium? If you look at the price here, I thought that I only had access to this in Europe, but I checked up the prices in the US. And for one coin on JM Bullion, you're paying $382. It comes down to around $67 a gram. And if you were to buy a gold eagle, a 1 ounce gold eagle, just one coin, you're paying $65 an ounce, 65.5. So it is only $1, $1.5 more per gram than a gold eagle. The premium is almost non-existent, right? If you think about it, you're paying, I did the math, if you are going to buy up to an ounce of these coins, you're paying about, I think, $80 over the gold eagle for 1 ounce, but you're buying fractional gold. That is ridiculous. It is one of the lowest premium gold coins that you can find for its weight, right? That's why I like it. It lets me put a little bit at a time out there. The spread on it is not so high. I think APMEX has mentions that they have about $17 per coin. So the buy and sell price, if you buy immediately and sell immediately for up to 1 ounce of a coin, you will only lose roughly 5.8 times 5. You're going to lose around $100 for, that's like 8%. There's an 8% spread between buy and sell. They sell at spot price, roughly. The gold content sells at spot price. If you were to buy one coin and you have to liquidate it immediately, you're looking at around $17 to $20 of loss. So it's not even a lot. You're not going to overstretch yourself. If you have to liquidate, it's like not going to Starbucks for your month. Honestly, that's what it's like. So for me, this is the perfect coin to stack at a cost average basis and on a regular basis, because in terms of my revenue, it's not too much. I'll show later if you earn less, you can do the same with silver. Basically, my retirement plan to reach above $1 million in my retirement plan is to stack a little bit of gold every single month, not too much, and by the time I'm 60 plus, I will sell. So how did I calculate to decide that it would be a good plan to buy a tiny bit of gold? This is not a lot of gold. It's not even 1 ounce of gold. You're looking at around 1/3 of an ounce of gold every single month. Well, here's the thing, right? If you look at all of the performance of gold per year, on average, you're looking at a 10% gain per year, right? And based off of this, I'm thinking, okay, if I buy every single month and every single year, you get 10% more, how much would I make when I retire? So I did the math, and this is what I came up with. So if I buy 30 years worth of gold, let's see if I can get a focus. If I buy 30 years of gold, I would need to pay roughly $788,000 worth of gold. That's quite a lot of gold. I don't think I will buy every single 30 years. So I also broke it down at what point you stop and you hold the gold until the 30-year end date. I'll probably buy up to 20 years worth of gold. And why is it 788,000? Because if I'm buying one coin at a time, the price of that individual coin will go up too. I can't just, the thing with physical stacking is you will have to put in more every single year. You have to reinvest into it every single year at a slightly higher price if it's going up. Does it mean that you'll make money? Most likely, yes. As you can see here, if you are doing this over 30 years, that means you're holding your gold for 30 years, and you stop at the 20-year mark, you would have spent close to $250,000, and you would have invested into your $250,000 into your retirement. And if you sell at the 30-year mark, and on average, gold gains 10% per year, you are going to be around 1.5 million. Yep, that's right. If you sell at your retirement age, you're going to have $1.5 million in cash. What is that in terms of gains? Well, it's a 334%, 35% gain. You're gaining over in fiat currency over $1 million. What can you do with that money? Well, you could either choose to sell part of your stash to live daily. You know, you can take one coin at a time, sell it, and then that will be your monthly revenue. Or you could keep on stacking. It's up to you. The way I see it is it's a nice retirement basket. You can say that maybe like gold doesn't gain as much and it performs less well than the 20-year average. Well, that's also possible. So I did it on half of the 20-year average. How much money would you have after that? And if it's only a 5% gain per year after 30 years, let's say you stop at 20 years of stacking, right? You would have put in $15,000 worth of fiat currency. Your total savings when you sell at the 30-year mark should be around $360,000, and you would have made a net gain of $200,000. So it's still a decent gain. It's not bad. It's not bad. Do I think gold is going to perform over the next 30 years? I'm pretty sure it's going to perform better than inflation, and it's very unlikely that you're going to make a loss during a 30-year holding period. Is there something that I should warn you about in doing this? Yes. One of the reasons why I picked this 20 franc coin and why I mentioned premiums in the beginning of the video, and what I'll show you next, is that the more premium you pay on your gold or silver, the time when you have to sell, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you not so badly, but it will hurt you. It will take a long time before you break even, and it will take you time before you make back whatever you paid. And that's one of the reasons why I'm starting to stack less silver. I still like silver. I still stack silver. But I think I'm going to, from this point on, be putting around 80% of my monthly revenue that I plan to stack into gold, because there's no taxes on it for me. And the rest, I will put the remaining 20% into silver, which currently is much cheaper. I can get more ounces of silver relative to gold. So for silver, if silver, for example, a silver eagle right now on JM Bullion, I think is $29.73 for a random year silver eagle. I don't know if you can still see this. You have here, it's $29.73. And it's labeled wrong, but if you buy 1 ounce of silver, let's say you don't have the money to put down $300 a month, right? You can only spare $30 a month. If you buy 1 ounce of silver and you put down, let's say, $30 a month, and you do it for the next 20 years, and you hold your silver for hold the silver for 30 years, what will be the net gain for you? Well, in that case, you're going to make quite a bit of money. You're making close to 15 grand, and you've only put in about 12 grand of cash, of fiat currency. You'll have almost $27,000 worth of silver by the time you retire. It's not bad. It's not bad for putting aside $30 a month, right? To end up with almost 30K in 30 years. It's not a big commitment. For some, it might be a big commitment. I'm not saying that for everybody, this is not a big commitment, but if you're able to do this, then you will make gains. But however, I have to note that in terms of gains, it is less. It is less than if you put it into gold, which I have here. Wait, no, this is wrong. Sorry, this is a 5-year chart. My bad. So I have to compare the 10-year chart. We're looking at 10 years. It's much better, much brighter. So this is the 10-year chart. Sorry about that. I got my charts confused. The 10-year chart, the 10% chart, sorry. The 10% chart for silver at $29 at an average rate of 10 years. If you are able to put $29 per month into it, that means you buy 1 ounce per month for 20 years, and you hold your silver for at least 30 years, you're looking at a net gain of $89,000, right? That's a 300% return. If you're doing it all the way until the end of the 30 years, you are looking at a $100,000 gain. You're like, why is it so much less? Because the last 10 years of silver, you're holding it for a much shorter period, so your gains are less. Of course, the percentage gain is less. If you hold it, of course, if you don't buy, you hold it. Like for example, you buy 5 years worth of silver, and you buy 1 ounce at a time, and you hold it for 30 years, obviously the percentage is going to be higher. So is silver better than gold? I think I looked at the performance. It's roughly the same. Like on average, silver and gold perform at a rate around 10 years over each year. Silver is more volatile year from year. You have more ups and downs. But on average, they're roughly the same. They're very highly correlated. But because there is a higher premium on silver, as you can see here, you're almost at a 10% premium, right? And percentage-wise, gold has half of it. Gold tends to perform slightly better. We're looking at around a 15% over 20 years better performance. We're looking at a 9% performance. If you hold 20 years, if you save up to 20 years and hold for 30 years, you're looking at, 15% better performance in terms of gold. The only time silver would perform much better is if silver is gaining, for example, 15% every single year and gold is only doing 9%, but I really don't see that happening. It has to do that on average over the next 20 years at 15%, while gold has to perform relative to silver 2/3 of what silver does. I think that's unlikely. Silver might on average perform better than gold, maybe 1 to 2% over the next few years, but it's unlikely that in a 20-year period, on average, it will perform 5% better. That is a very big percentage in terms of a year-on-year gain. That's why I'm buying more gold. It's purely simple maths, compounded gains math. Do I encourage people to add some gold to their stack? I didn't know that you could buy fractional gold in the United States. I didn't know you could buy fractional gold in the United States. And before that, I was saying I was adding it. But now that I found that like you can actually buy fractional gold on APMEX or on JM Bullion and on the major sort of bullion and silver stacking and silver sites, why not? Why shouldn't you add a bit of gold in addition to silver? Especially if the premiums are low on the gold. Do I think that do I think it's a bad idea to add gold? No. Now, you might wonder, why don't people talk more about fractional gold? And the reason is quite simple. I've been comparing the premium between this type of gold and the 1/4 ounce Eagles and the 1/4 ounce Canadian Maples and so on. Those items have much higher premiums than the 20 Franc gold. If you look at where they where they put this on their website. It's you have to go in, you have to go to gold bullion, you have to go to coins and currencies around the world, you have to go European gold and coin silver, and then you have to go European gold coins most common. It's there on their website, but it's so deep under that it's not the first thing they promote. It's never the first thing they promote. The first thing they promote are the items with the highest premiums, which is normal because they're a business. They're a business that wants you to buy high premium items, and that's how exchanges make money. They sell you high premium items. Am I the only person who seems to be buying this type of stuff? No. I think most people, you can look at the ratings. I was going through the ratings. Most people who value sort of gold and silver as purely as an investment and don't want to go into the numismatic stuff, and they have been buying bars for low premiums, have been buying these type of coins. And if you look at the comments, that seems to be the main type of buyers. People who want fractional gold at low premiums, they're picking these up because it's good value. It lets you cost average. It lets you buy in small units, and it lets you buy in small units over a long time. Now think about it. If every single month you can put aside one of these coins, right, and you do it for 30 years, the result is astounding that the total gain you can expect after 30 years is that you will have over $2 million in savings. That's an astronomical number. You can talk about inflation. You can say, oh, things will be inflated away or whatever, but $2 million in savings in 30 years is better than most pension fund returns. It's better than any pension fund return that I've checked, that I know of. Nobody's going to tell you that putting $380 a month into your pension fund is going to return you close to $2 million after 30 years, or even $1 million after 20, you just save for 20 years and you hold for 30 years. There are very few pension funds that are going to do that for you. They will charge typically quite a large rate. Even if you were to put it into the stock market and buy index funds, you're going to be roughly at the same rate and you're taking on much more risk. So do I think this is a good choice? Yeah, this is a good choice. It's also off the grid. You know, you have control over your savings, and you're not actually stacking a ton of gold. You know, I'm doing the math here and I'm looking at it over 30 years. You've got 360 of these coins, right? 360 of these coins is 300 would be 1.9 kilos of gold. That's not a lot of gold. 1.9 kilos of gold is, yeah, it is 1.9 kilos of gold. So that's actually, you can carry that in your pocket. You can carry your whole retirement. If you have to run with your whole retirement fund, yeah, you can run with your whole retirement fund. Do you want to keep it, if you want to like put it somewhere where nobody can find it, go into the forest, dig a hole and drop it in. I mean, this is the ultimate form of self-wealth preservation. That's my retirement plan. Of course, I think everybody else has a different retirement plan. I still plan on buying silver. I've been collecting sort of silver coins and different types of silver since I was a kid. So I will still buy silver. I love silver coins. They are really nice. There's so many variety in them. But I think in terms of a purely financial stacking perspective, gold, 20 francs, Swiss francs, French franc, LMU coins are the way to go. Adding one of these per month or two of these per month, if your budget permits it, is probably one of the best ways to stack gold and to cost average your stacking over a long period of time for some very, very interesting, retirement nest. And this is how I'm planning to go into my retirement in more than 30 years. So maybe I'll be able to retire slightly earlier because of what I'm doing right now. Of course, if we have a horrible health situation or a future disease that wipes all of humanity off the planet of the earth, I mean, this time we see what diseases can do. A very small one that has a very low death rate can do. Imagine one that has a horrible death rate. Well, yeah, too bad for us. I would for nothing. Then maybe I should have spent my money. But if everything goes normally and I retire normally in 30 years, then I would be relatively comfortable. Hopefully, hopefully I stay in good health. Hopefully nothing happens, and yeah. And what is your retirement plan for your stacking? What's your exit plan in 20, 30 years? Have you done the math? Have you looked at like how much are you expecting to get for your stack? Do you have an idea of maybe, you know, in 30 years, for whatever reason, you might have to sell? What's your plan? At what rate are you stacking? Are you going all in every single month, like putting around 80% of your revenue into gold and silver? Or are you only doing a little bit and putting, you know, 1 coin, 2 coins, 1 ounce? Yeah, write it in comments, chat about it. I think everybody has a different way, and it's really interesting to know what everybody's doing. And yeah, just talk about it. I don't have the answers to everything. I know what worked for me, so I did the math for myself. If you want to know more about the calculations, I can just write a comment and I'll reply and tell you how I did it. And if you want to, and if you like the video, I have daily content. Subscribe so you can receive the notification as a new video comes out. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, and a bell notification. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Dave out.